All right, guys, so here's the one that you've been waiting on. The Axon 10 Pro versus the OnePlus 7 Pro. Check it, how these colors are being reproduced. Beautiful, beautiful phone. This is a direct competitor to the OnePlus 7 Pro, beating the OnePlus 7 Pro in price and matching it in specs, minus a few things. So look at these rear cameras. Look at how the skies are produced. Look at the greenery. Let's take a look at the favorite bushes down here, because these are two different colors here. What do you think about that? Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Which one do you like better? All right, guys, so here's the front camera. This is the OnePlus 7 Pro, and then you have the Axon 10 Pro. The Pro moniker is something that we definitely are going to start seeing more in devices. And this is a quick sample of the front cameras. So what do you guys think about that? Take a look at that. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Now, this is a good comparison. This is going to be a good comparison. These are close in specs and even better close in price. So, quick spec rundown, and then we're going to get into a few things here. So this is the OnePlus 7 Pro, and this is the brand new ZTE Axon 10 Pro. This has a 6.67 inch display. This has a 6.47 inch display. This is 1080p at 23 by 40, and this is 1440p by 3120. 19 by 9.5, 19.5 by 9, 19.5 by 9. So really nice. HDR on both, HDR10, HDR10 Plus. This has an AMOLED display, and this has a fluid AMOLED display. Basically 90 hertz is why they're saying that. This just released, and this has been out since May. So that gives you some sense of that. They're both running stock Android Pie, pretty much. You got Android Pie stock over here, and then you've got, Android Pie with Oxygen OS. So stock, pretty much, with a little bit of tweaking over here. They both have 48 megapixel main shooters. This one is f1.7. The Axon 10 Pro is 1.7, and this is 1.6. Both wide angles. They both have an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and OIS for the telephoto lenses, and then you have an ultra wide camera on both, except that this is an 11 millimeter on the Axon 10 Pro, and this is 20 megapixels for the ultra wide, and this is 16 for the ultra wide. Pretty impressive. They both shoot in 4K, just no 60 frames per second on the Axon 10 Pro for 4K. They both have nice front shooters. This is a 20 megapixel shooter on the front, and this is a 16 on the front. Yeah, both do 1080p. So stereo speakers on both. I will test both of those, but you have that 24-bit audio on here. Even though it doesn't have a headphone jack, this still has Dolby Atmos, and it has the 24-bit audio. This has Dolby Atmos too, but this has the 24-bit audio. So spec sheet rundown out of the way. Let's start this off, and let's look at hardware. Let's look at hardware. So I do have a skin on this one, but this is the mirror gray, and it has like the shiny look to it. They both have in-screen fingerprint readers and facial recognition, by the way, too. So this is the camera setup on the back of the OnePlus 7 Pro. As you can see, that's how it looks. Triple camera down the center. Nice little logo, LED flash right there. You've got a pop-up camera up there, microphones, Type-C, SIM tray on the bottom, and the speaker down there. You got your volume rocker there, mute switch here, and power button here. Your in-screen fingerprint reader is very fast, and then you've got this full screen display. Now, let's take a look at what ZTE is doing. I'm gonna get my rag out because this thing is so beautiful. We have to keep this thing clean. If I could get a nice skin for this, I would, but it came with a nice case. So take a look at this. This is absolutely stunning. This is just beautiful. You got your triple camera set up here. You just got a little bit of a deeper bump on this one right here, but it does come with a case in the box, so you'll be able to get that flushed out. It's just their camera system. It's to the side here, and it's got the little branding here right there. And you can see the power button and volume rocker on one side, nothing on this side. Then you got your microphone up here, SIM tray on the bottom, Type C. You got the stereo set up, and there you go. And then you have a really fast facial recognition and fingerprint reader set up on here. You can look at that fingerprint reader. That was the facial recognition right there. It's so fast, man. I'm gonna look away here. Fast. So they both have very fast fingerprint readers. They both have very nice bodies, but if I had to choose one just solely based on a configuration, I'm gonna go with the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. It's a little bit smaller in size and you get the full screen. Some people would frown at this little cutout at the top, but I think it's fine. I've got it on every other phone. It's a little bit better in the hand. I like the beautiful design of it. And I skinned this one, like I said, but this design just, it feels smaller in the hand. It feels like it's a little bit more narrow. It is a little bit more narrow. It is just a beautiful looking device. If this didn't have a skin on it, I still would take the ZTE Axon 10 Pro as far as hardware goes. A little bit more smaller in the hand, lightweight. This is 205 grams on the Axon, on the 7 Pro, and the Axon 10 Pro is only 175. So a little bit more lightweight on there, and it's really nice. The hardware, both have great hardware, but I'm gonna give that one to the Axon 10 Pro. The Axon 10 Pro's hardware is really nice, no doubt about it. So hardware, build quality, design, I really like the Axon 10 Pro. Now let's take a look at screens, and I'm gonna load up an HDR10 video since they're both HDR10 compliant. Look at that. Now as far as screens go, I totally am gonna give this one to the OnePlus 7 Pro, like hands down. I gotta give this one to the OnePlus 7 Pro, not just because it's a Quad HD display. It's HDR10 plus, and so it just really pops. It just really looks good. I really like how it looks. The colors being reproduced are just, those accidental touches are annoying though. But the colors being reproduced are just stimulating, and it's really good on the Axon 10 Pro, but the 7 Pro does have a little bit of an edge over it. But when I'm looking at these, the Axon 10 Pro is a little bit more bright, and the colors produced, I don't know, folks. I don't know. This is actually, I'm looking at it, this is a tough one. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'll give this one to the Axon 10 Pro. For the color reproduction, I like it better, but for the screen, I'm going to give it to the 7 Pro. So I'm going to call this one a tie, because even though this has a full display, I mean, look at the way the colors are being produced on there. I know it might be kind of difficult to see this through the lens, but the colors on the Axon 10 Pro seem a little bit more realistic. That's what it is. But as far as screen quality goes, like the footage, I'll give that to the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now I'm going to load up some of my own videos here. Yeah, I'll load up one of the car videos, and now we'll take a listen to the sound.
Inside the garage, because I wanted to leave the car outside in the sun for a little bit. Got the windows done. It was only a matter of time before I got the windows tinted on this car, because as much as I like the white interior, I really could not take the heat, man. I went out of town.
Gonna shuffle forward.
Wednesday, that is. charge because I had to, I wanted to leave the car outside in the sun for a little bit. Got the windows done. It was only a matter of time before I got the windows tinted on this car because as much as I like the white interior, I really could not take the Wednesday, that is.
So the OnePlus appears to be a tad bit louder when it comes to the speakers. Now, if you were wondering if I compared this phone to the Axon 7 already, I did, but I'm going to save that for another video with this versus the Axon 7, or kind of hinting around talking about both phones. So speaker quality, I give the edge to the OnePlus 7 Pro. It's definitely very bassy, nice tone heavy. It's really, really nice. I like it. Now, let's talk about battery. Battery life on these, the OnePlus 7 Pro kind of edges it out just a little bit. I've been using both of these phones for quite some time now, and battery on here, they both have a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. However, the standby time is what's really, really solid on OnePlus devices. I'm easily getting 8 hours of screen on time out of here, and then regularly I can get between 7 and 8 over here. And it's just about optimization, folks. I don't know what the difference is. This is stock Android, and this is stock Android with an overlay of Oxygen OS. I can easily bang out 8 hours, and we're talking about, I mean, a day and a half at least of usage. So this isn't, both of them are really good. I can easily grab 2 days out of here or a day and a half out of here, but I don't think I can get 8 hours or more. I can definitely get 8 hours or more out of the OnePlus 7 Pro. So there you have it. That's what the battery life is looking like. So battery life is going to be really good on, much better on the OnePlus 7 Pro in my usage. So performance. Let's just open up a couple of things here. I have the 8 gig 256 gig model here, and this is 8 gig 256 gig as far as internal storage and RAM. So let's open these up. You can see how they load it. Looks like the Axon loaded it a little bit faster. Not that this means much, but people like to see this. So let's open up Instagram. Again, the Axon 7 loading everything faster. So that's that. Let's see what else. Is there anything else I can open up here? Let's open up Telegram. And they both kind of were fast on there. End result is the Axon 7 opens up apps just a hair faster. Now, the great part is there's a 12 gig version for both of these phones, but we'll get into price later. Performance, to me, the Axon 10 Pro opens up things a little bit snappier, but we all know that the OnePlus 7 Pro is a fast phone, so that lets you know how fast the Axon 10 Pro is. Keep that in mind. Software-wise, this is stock Android. This is how ZTE decided to do it. This is stock Android with an overlay for Oxygen OS, and it's good on both. I don't have a complaint about either one. They're both really good. Now, something that I don't talk about on reviews much is call quality. Well, call quality on both of these, fantastic. The Axon 10 Pro has really good call quality. So people are going to ask, does this work on Verizon? If you go out there, there are people who are getting this, who've tested this on Verizon, and it actually, the only thing that didn't work was text messaging. Everything else worked. Now, you confirm this on the internet. Go to XDA yourself. I'll try to get a source link if I can, but I've heard that this phone, the Axon 10 Pro, some people were able to get it to work on Verizon, but the only thing that didn't work was text messages. So I don't know. It's officially not certified for Verizon. I guess ZTE didn't want to kick over the cash. So, but it still will work for data, calls, and MMS, I believe, something like that. I'm not sure, but you do the research yourself. LTE on both of these is perfectly fine in the US though, when you're not talking about Verizon. Bang them up fast speeds on both. I'm running both of these on T-Mobile. There's T-Mobile SIMs on both of them, so they're both really good. Now let's talk about the final thing is price. Hands down, the ZTE Axon 10 Pro beats it. Their 8 gig version is $550. And this one costs $699. So you do the math. $700 or $550. The 12 gig version is $750, and the 12 gig version of this is $599. So you could save yourself $150 by going with the Axon 10 Pro and still getting a killer killer device. This is a phone that is smashing right now. And some of you guys may shake a leg at it and say, 1080p display. It's a 1080p AMOLED display with Dolby Atmos. And still, when you plug in with the headphones that are included, the DAC is off the charts. That didn't change. They took away the headphone jack, but they have that 24-bit audio. And folks, when I tell you it's good, it is good. Very good. I tell you no lies. I have nothing to gain. So, which one of these do I prefer? I like the Axon 10 Pro, but I haven't been using it long enough, so I'm still kind of leaning more towards the OnePlus 7 Pro. However, this is the smarter purchase. I would not tell a person to buy the OnePlus 7 Pro over the Axon 10 Pro because it's $150 less. You have the Snapdragon 855. You've got, and this has an IP rating too. Let me see what the IP rating is. I think the IP rating is 68, I believe. Let me see. Let me find it. Also, this has an SD card slot too, and it can take up to 1 terabyte. So that's really good. Let me find the IP rating. Even though the OnePlus 7 Pro doesn't have an IP rating, it's still water resistant. You all know that they didn't want to pay for it. So that's, that's old news. Yeah, these both are running the 7nm chip, Snapdragon 855. These both have 8 gigs for 256 gigs of storage. Great phone. I gotta find updated specs on this because I know this has an IP rating. I'm looking at these old, honestly, I'm looking at the old specs that are on GSM Arena, and it's not even for the one that's for the US. So nonetheless, both of these are great. There's your comparison. There's your comparison of cameras. Everything is laid out for you. What do you think about these phones? Which one do you like? Which one would you purchase? 550, 8 gigs, 256, 599, 12 gigs, 256, 12 gigs, 256, 750, or 699 for the 8 gig 256. These to me are equally matched. You have the 90 hertz display over here, and that's fine. This is just a really nice display, but the colors over here really look more realistic in that HDR video I played. So I'll leave it up to you. I like them both. Obviously, I've been using the OnePlus 7 Pro longer, so I'm kind of used to like the full display and the pop-up camera. The battery life is better over here, but you've got a better price. You've got equally matched specs. You've got a great screen. You've got a much lower price tag. You've got better sounding audio when you plug in. It's just right there, folks. This is a killer device, and I really hope you guys dig into it and get your order in. So build quality and design and hardware, it goes to the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. Screen, I edge it out as a tie kind of because I like something about both of them. Battery life goes to the OnePlus 7 Pro by just an hour difference or so. Cameras, you decide what you think about the cameras. I like them both. Performance, the Axon 10 Pro comes out on top a little bit more when opening apps and things like that. Software is completely stock over here, so if you like stock Android, you'll win over here. If you like a little bit of customization out of the box, you'll go with the OnePlus 7 Pro because of Oxygen OS. Again, call quality, LTE is fine on both. What do you guys think about the comparison? It's your man Jay, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.